Rev it up and roll with America's premier motorcycle talk show. Open Road Radio is on the air with Gina Woods and other guest hosts. And now, with riding on their minds, here's your hosts of Open Road Radio.
All right, and it's other guest host, Penny FXR.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
so
Penny.
Glad to be back on Motorcycle Mondays.
I know, we missed you. It seems like you've been gone a very long time.
Yeah, missed you too.
Where have you been?
I've been good. I've been busy, just doing a lot of stuff and working hard and a little bit of riding now that the weather's getting better. So
yeah, good. You just got back from Arizona Bike Week?
I did. It was super cool. I was there from Thursday to Sunday and got to see a few bike shows. The Chopper Friends Throwdown, which was really cool. A bunch of industry guys building choppers, and they all got together. It wasn't a contest or anything. They did FXRs last year and decided to do choppers this year, and it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like when everybody gets together.
Yeah, and then worked with V-Twin Visionary on Saturday for their performance show at Rockford Fosgate, and that was killer. We had quite a few bikes, and it was a beautiful day.
Fantastic. We're going to speak with Jeff Holtz in just a couple of weeks because we've been wanting to get him on forever and a day. And, he's got a busy schedule, but his season is just opening up, and we're going to talk to him in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, his tour begins, man. He's on the road all the way till the holidays now, him and his wife. They do like 30 events and about almost 100 dealers that they visit throughout the year.
Sure. Busy. Well, we've got a great group and people that are really busy as well we're going to speak with tonight. We have got Garric on with us tonight. And speaking of busy, this cat is getting ready, or actually just started the tour with Allice Cooper. So we're going to find out what those dates are. He told us off air that he's going to be in the Chicago and Milwaukee and Champaign area very soon. So we're excited about that. Yeah. So stay tuned and listen what Chuck's got. He's been a real cool cat that I got to meet a while back through Eric London, Graybeard Racing, Graybeard Service, Graybeard Motorcycle Shop. Eric, did I butcher that to death or what? We know Graybeard Racing, man. So he's going to tell us what his affiliation is with Eric, and we got to hang out with him at Sons of Speed. That was way cool, and just a real cool cat having a good time with this motorcycle stuff and hitting the road for the music stuff. So our show is conveniently called Motorcycle Music Monday, and that's
awesome. That's awesome.
We're going to rock out.
A bit of crossover with musicians and motorcycles, really.
Oh yeah, totally true. Tom Hinderholtz is on with us. We are starting the kickoff for the Pandemonium Circus Ride. We got a great response from all the people that are involved with it. As far as the folks that are our stops, I haven't even told Tom yet all of the folks that have come into it as sponsorship. I've been working with him. And Tom is all about the Pandemonium Circus Ride. It's going to be great fun. I'm so excited to be involved with it. And you can't have he's on with us from the Harley Davidson Museum because, it's all connected. I told him Chuck was on. He's like, oh, I know Chuck. Chuck knows him. He's working with Tom. Tom knows him. So it's for sure. That's really exciting.
It's awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
It's really good. Yeah, please, if you are listening, Gina Woods, hope everybody is sharing it. Penny maybe have shared it to her page as well. We've got Open Road Radio Facebook page. You can also listen on LinkedIn as well as Open Road Radio, as well as YouTube Open Road Radio. We've got some other platforms. Yes. Other platforms coming up soon. So give it a like, give it a share, and we would appreciate that so much. So without further ado, I didn't print my lineup, did I? But I know who we're going to. We're going to the one and only Chuck Garric from Allice Cooper Band and Beasto Blanco. Hello, Chuck. Welcome to the
How are
show.
you, girls? Thanks for having me. Wow. How
We
exciting
talked
is this?
about this a while ago, and you're so busy. We've had to reschedule you a couple times. So I'm so glad that we got you now.
I'm so glad to be part of this. Every day for me is motorcycles, music.
Yeah.
It happens to be
Awesome.
Monday. Oh, but hey, just so you know, in my music career, 20 plus years with Allice Cooper, and I mean, I've been working professionally for over 30 years. This will be my first motorcycle interview, podcast, whatever.
Really? Really? I'm your first.
We're motorcycle themed, so you're my first, Gina.
Me and Penny are your first. You heard it right here on Open Road Radio. We're here first.
Hey, if it's gonna be a first, make it threesome, right? So,
We got this. We got this. Hey, everybody, give it a like, give it a share. Colleen is saying, give it a share, folks. She says hello. Love you back. Chuck, Jackie says hello to you. Jackie KEWL.
yeah.
And so Colleen says
I think
hello.
that's Jackie from Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, far out.
Yeah.
Right on.
She's a big
Right
one.
on.
Yeah.
So, Chuck, wow, I've got so many questions for you, man. First, I got Allice Cooper. I mean,
Yeah.
like, how long?
21, 22 years now, maybe coming up on a 22nd year. Yeah. It was pretty interesting. I got the gig in 2002. And I thought it would be something that would last maybe a couple of years. I thought, oh, this will be fun for a couple of years. And the running joke with Coop at the time was, I said, hey, if we can just, at the time, I think my daughter, she was young. She was maybe 6 or so. I said, hey, maybe you can tour long enough to get her through high school. And then it became, hey, can you get her through college? Hey, can you help her buy her first, get married, buy her first house? She's 28 years old now. So it's been a great, it's been a great job, if you will.
It's been a
Working with
great
Allice
career
is
path.
extremely fun. He's a great guy, very easy to work for, very positive individual, and our families are all very close.
He does a lot for charity. He does a lot
He
of charity
has
work.
a great charity. He has his Solid Rock Foundation there in Phoenix and in Mesa, Arizona, which is a great program that gives back to the teens there with the arts, with dance and music and arts and you name it. It's such a great school they've built for kids that just don't have the that stuff at home, and they can go there and pick up guitars or pick up the paintbrush or pick up dance, whatever they want to do. Some kids that are a little less fortunate than others. I like that picture. There's me and Zach and
That's great.
And Alice, Tommy, Nita, Glenn. That's so cool. Johnny. That's great.
Is that all the members of the band?
No, that's Zach Weil from the Black Label Society in the middle.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah. So that was us. We did a show with them in Europe a couple of years ago. It was
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you guys are just opening up a tour right now.
Yeah, so I'm in Nashville as we speak, and our rehearsals start on the 14th. So Alice and the whole band will be here in Nashville, and look at that outfit.
I love it.
I love this one because it was so colorful.
Awesome.
I had to put this up here. Jackie says, "Great picture."
Yeah, that's Beasto Blanco right there. That's shoulder pads that we got at the at like Big Five or whatever, and then Calico.
Oh my God! And shoulder pads are coming back in. I was just watching this Boston show the other day. Shoulder pads are back in.
Look at that, giving Mad Max a run for his money.
Yeah, no kidding. Wait, look at those abs, dude.
Hey, I know.
So this is for the other band, Beasto Blanco,
Beasto
which is your daughter's band, right?
No, this is my band.
Okay.
And Calico Cooper's in it, Allice Cooper's daughter.
Okay, that's where. Okay.
Her and I front it. She sings as well. I sing, and then we've got some of our best friends in there as well as part of the band. So we just finished up our 4th studio album, and we're just waiting for some mixes and hopefully have some singles out and some new music from Beasto Blanco this year for you guys. So
Wow, that will be a trip. There's you and Alice.
Yeah. It looks like my pants are falling down.
Right.
It looks like your guitar is conveniently covered in the right area.
Oh, well.
That's awesome.
That's why I you know what they say about guys who don't wear pants, right? Big bass. I don't know. That was a bad joke.
My husband's a bass player.
So there you go. So
I met him in Hollywood, so it's a good point.
Hey, well, bass players are good guys. We're sensitive human beings.
So what is the most memorable moment? Can you even pick one? 22 years? Wow, that's a long time.
It's all been just, like people ask me a lot, and this is the truth. And I think it goes hand in hand. This is why I have fallen in love with motorcycles and riding, because it's all great. It doesn't matter, where you're going. If you're just doing a little bar hopping with your friends, or you're going for a long ride, whatever it is you're doing. If I'm playing in front of 100,000 people or 1,000 people or whatever, you're less. It's all great. It's all fun. It's the journey is just, it doesn't, nothing really outweighs itself to be better. Sure, there may be some shows that have more memories to them. I mean, I've had the opportunity to open for the Rolling Stones. I've got to back up. I've played bass for Steven Tyler and the guys in Doobie Brothers. Pat Simmons is a big rider. Him and his wife, Chris. I've got to back those guys up as well. But it still doesn't outweigh the fact that I've made a living over the last 20 plus years with a guitar around my neck and get to make music and meet people. And I feel very fortunate to get to do that. And motorcycle riding, it gives me the same experience. I feel like no matter what I'm doing, if it's just to get out and ride for 20 minutes and just, making just a bunch of turns that don't really make any sense, but I just want to get out and just be outside.
Clear your head.
I'm feeling good, and it's just as enjoyable as going on a long trip. That's Gilby Clark, that last picture. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, that is. Okay.
Yeah, that's Gilby from Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
And Gilby's the reason why I got the Allice Cooper audition 20 plus years ago. Yeah. Him and I, and Gilby's, that's his Panhead right there.
Right on.
The gentleman next to him is Paul Gold, and that is his Evo that both Gilby and him built.
Right on.
They're with the Hollywood Riders there in Los Angeles, California. We rode together one day. But Gilby,
you get to mingle with other band players that are also riders. I mean, do you guys have like an annual throwdown that you should have or something?
Yeah, I think I found more like people like myself, like, Gilby and I, we've always stayed in touch, but it wasn't until I really started digging in deep into the motorcycle world too, that we just had this whole other thing to talk about.
Yeah. Right.
As you can talk about building motorcycles or about motorcycles. Like, it just seems like the conversation can just go on and on.
Everybody wants to know what kind of motorcycle you ride. So let's
what kind you ride or this, and that's me in Las Vegas there, Penny, right there.
Nice.
That was a Fat Boy that my buddy lent me. But with Gilby and people, it's just made my community a little bit tighter, and I've had a lot more in common now with some of my other friends that have been riding for so long, and I've made some friends for life because of motorcycles recently. You mentioned one, Eric Lund, Graybeard in Milwaukee there. He's changed my life, that guy. I mean, he's my mentor. I've heard him.
He kind of changed ours too. Now
I got to tell you, that guy is unbelievable.
Eric's a real cool
knowledgeable. His teaching skills, I can't say enough good things about him. I love him. He's taught me so much. He's extremely patient, and my motorcycle is sitting in his shop right now waiting for me to get back so we can put the final touches on it.
Yeah, Eric's a very cool cat. So tell our listeners and viewers what kind of bikes you're riding, because you just met us with Eric when we were heading down to Sons of Speed. Yeah. And what were you riding then? Because you met us at the web.
At Sons of Speed, that's in Florida. So I flew in from Nashville, and then I borrowed Eric's Road King.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's been
But
a
you
lot of
met us.
fun. Huh?
You met us in Nashville because we stopped to see you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So right behind me there in this photo is my 2007 Triumph Speedmaster, which is the bike that I just recently got a couple of years ago. And
Right.
so I've always ridden. Look, my bike history starts way back in the not when I started riding, but in the 60s. My mom and dad were in the Bay Area when a lot of the choppers were being built at the time, and there were a lot of notorious people riding them. And my dad was part of that little clique there for a while. Met my
That whole
mom.
little persuasion going on.
Yeah, and my dad built his knucklehead in the early '60s, and we met my mom when they were riding around having fun in the Bay Area, and they ended up getting married. And then I came into the world in '67, and my mom and dad moved to Lake Tahoe, and then my dad gave up that lifestyle for a lifestyle of a family man and became a fireman, things like that. My dad and I still always built little mini bikes and had dirt bikes, and we did all that kind of stuff together. But as I started to get older, music was my thing, and I started to gravitate towards that world. And then I had a couple street bikes. I had an old Sportster back in the early '80s, and then I just sort of stayed the music route for quite a long time. And it wasn't until recently I was given this Triumph Speedmaster from a guy who just didn't ride it anymore, owed me some money, and I said, well, why don't you give me the bike instead?
Good trade.
right.
He gave me the bike, which I was like,
yeah.
okay. And it changed my life. I instantly I rode with Dump Truck in Sturgis.
Oh,
Nice.
That'll change your life in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
right.
He really did. And then that whole time with Dump Truck, we rode and we were riding in Sturgis, and then Dump Truck introduced me to Pat Patterson there from Lead Sled over in Ohio, and from there it just went crazy. I started, just meeting.
That's awesome how it does that. It does it very quickly.
And then found myself in Wisconsin for a few months, and my wife is from there. We had some downtime, so she was visiting her family, and I said, hey, if we're going to stay here for a couple of months, I really want to get into building and learning more about motorcycles. So I just put the feelers out there and met a guy by the name of Ben from Never Ending Cycles, and Ben introduced me to Eric Lund, who Eric and I decided that we loved each other right out of the gate, and that we were going to build a motorcycle together. So I purchased a Harley Davidson Sportster 2003, had it maybe a couple of days, ripped it all apart, and Eric and I went to town on it, rebuilt the engine, and cut the frame in half, put a lead sled hardtail on it, and man, it is amazing. We're almost done with it now. Just got a couple more things to do, and should have that thing done here in June, I'm hoping. I know Eric's listening, so hopefully we'll have it done by June.
I saw some of your posts on Instagram.
Yeah, I've had a blast. And now I just want to just remind your listeners too that I knew a little bit about motorcycles, but I've never really worked on them outside of just your basic tune-ups kind of vibe,
Yeah.
And I told Eric what I wanted to do with my bike, and then he sat with me and just sort of just went over different ideas, and he asked me questions about the cams and what are we doing about this and that, and I really couldn't answer him because I didn't know. I didn't have the experience. So then which was great, because Eric then took the time to explain to me why we would do this or why we would do that. So I've ripped apart that entire engine. Eric has stood by me pointing. He has not turned a single bolt or anything. He's just a very calm teacher. And before we would do anything, he would tell me why we're doing it and what we're looking for once we remove it. And I've learned so much from him, and it's just built my confidence as a motorcycle rider, mechanic, builder, what have you. I just feel like I know what's going on when I've got this machine.
Isn't that awesome? What a difference. And
yeah, and it was important to me. I just didn't want to just give it gas and, oh, I'm out of gas and go. I really needed to learn more. And I felt like I noticed that in the community of people that I was hanging with, is that they weren't just motorcycle riders. These guys are enthusiasts. They're builders. They're mechanics. And I was so in awe of that. And it's just like music. I have to learn. I want to know what they know. You know, and so I just was just this huge sponge. And man, wow, it's been quite the experience. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm building this chopper now, and Patrick from Leadset gave me the best advice ever, because we were talking about it. And I was saying, oh, I want to do this, and I'm thinking about doing that. And Pat said, Chuck, just get the bike running. Get on that thing, get it running, because then you're really going to find out what you need to do.
What you want and what you need for it. Right. Corey just sent me a message. He's got your QR code up there on the left. If anybody wants to go and check out Chuck and get more information from his Instagram, you can just QR code that right now. He's really getting good at that. He knows what he's doing. So,
and we actually got an alert saying that somebody's already scanned it. So.
Oh, okay. I just got 2 bumps too. All right. That's fantastic.
All right. Well, I know I've been rambling this whole time. I'm just really glad and excited to be here. So thanks for having me.
We're just so glad and excited. You just were, from the minute I met you, I know that we automatically were going to do a show. We were going to do stuff. Then we got to see you at in Nashville, and then at Sons of Speed. And I thought, that's a cool cat. I like this guy. So yeah, you fit right in. You
got to go ride now in Champaign.
Come on, let's go. Yeah. So the Allice Cooper tour starts in April. I think we're on our own from April till the end of May, and then starting August, September, October, we're going to do some runs with Motley Crue, Def Leppard.
Nice.
And then we'll be on the road with Rob Zombie, Ministry.
Oh wow.
Alice Cooper, and Filter. So, hey, to all your listeners out there, if anybody wants to, ride, look at the tour dates. And if I'm close to you, you guys got an extra bike for me, let's go riding. Let's have fun on my days off or before shows or whatever. And who knows? Maybe I'll get you.
That's awesome. So do you feel you can ride anything now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
I can even ride Sportsters. And yes, I can ride Road Kings and other choppers. Don't matter. I love people that are just so anti-Sportster. Just
so did you ever get to ride your father's Knucklehead?
No, I never did.
Wow. Is that gone?
It's gone. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's really too bad. So my godfather, who helped him build it, so they were about 14, 15 when they built it in San Francisco off Church Street. My godfather, Robert Bianchi Motors, is still a very prominent shop in the Bay Area in San Francisco.
Cool.
And he still to this day builds and works on Harley Davidson motors, and he is very, very well respected in the community. So I just saw him not too long ago, and
Jim O'Brien, and I think this is Jim from our show last week. We did an Easter show with Journey Biker Church. Chuck, if you want to ride in Nashville, PM me. I have an extra.
All right. Well, I got my bike here, but let's just ride yours too.
That's we should do it. We should do a where's Waldo? Where's Chuck? And see how many bikes you could ride this year.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, you got a bike? All right.
You got a bike.
I like it. Jim, thank you so much for dropping a line for us. He said, yeah, let's go.
Let's do it, man.
I'll get you guys in touch via email tomorrow morning.
All right, Jim, I see it. Let's go. Let's do it. I love it.
And you got a bike if you come to Vegas. So
I love it too. Oh yeah. Which one is it going to be? The electric guide or the FXR?
I will let you ride my FXR.
Right there.
Now he's getting top really too, man. Nice. How fun. Hey, so Chuck, how many tour dates are there altogether?
Whoa. I don't know the number of tour dates, but it's going to be from, April, May, and then August, September, October, and I think we go to Australia end of October into November. So
Wow.
I'm guessing probably around 70 or so, 80.
And I think Pat and Chris are just coming back from Australia. Like I think yesterday was their last night.
Oh, is that right?
Pat Simmons and Chris.
Oh, really? He was just in Australia. That's great.
Yeah. They've been in Australia for the last. I think that's Australia. Yeah,
they're great people. I've seen them in Maui for the last 8 years. We go there during New Year's, and
Nice.
good guy, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How can people get more information other than the QR code? Where is the tour date set up?
So AlliceCooper.com's got all the tour dates. My Instagram, official Chuck Garric. That's usually the best. I'll try to post as much as I can from the road. That's my goal. So I'll be posting and giving everybody as much information as we can, and kicking ass across the United States, and hopefully making some new friends and riding some motorcycles and making memories and just having a good time while we're still here. That's my goal.
If I go, Chuck will ride it. So let us know. You got a motorcycle. He's coming to your town. He's going to ride it.
And I can even help you fix it, maybe.
Ooh.
I'm learning.
Good.
He'll have Eric on the hotline.
Yeah, exactly. I can help you fix it, but I got to call Eric first.
Right. That's awesome.
Jackie says, when are you guys coming back to Alberta, Canada?
I'm not sure, but I know that we love Canada, and that Alice loves Canada. So I'm probably thinking, if you don't see dates this year, then definitely 2024. It's one of those things, where it's, every other year kind of thing.
I know we got to go, but I still have so many questions.
I'm good. I can hang for a little
I've been
bit.
around you. I could have asked you all these questions before. What about Alice? Does he drive? Does he ride?
No, he does not ride.
No.
But he is a hot rod. He has hot rods. He has got some amazing cars.
And
he lets me drive his 68 Mustang. It's badass.
Nice. I hear he golfs too, right?
He's an amazing golfer.
That's what I hear. Yeah, it's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, what a fun path you are leading. It's very adventurous, and we're excited about Champaign. I'm bringing you a bike down there because I want to get backstage. I let you backstage on my backstage today, so I get to go on your backstage.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to warn them ahead of time.
We're gonna tear it up, baby. We're gonna tear up Champaign.
We're gonna need to build a separate unit.
Perfect. Chuck, you are the best. I love you to death, man. And I'm sorry that we have to go, but
thank you.
Always
so
a fun
much.
time. We'll do another. It's Monday night. We'll have to do the show live on the road from Champaign.
Listen, I can talk about myself and motorcycles and music all night long, so no big deal.
That's fantastic. I love you, Dal. So you take care.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Penny.
Good meeting you.
Thank you to all your listeners. Thank you for listening, and look forward to seeing you guys all soon. And hopefully, just when I look to my left, I can see, and I look to my right when I can see as well.
We're going to see you very soon. I'm really excited about that. We'll see you for a while. All right, my friend. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Everybody take care. Bye. I'll see you guys later. See you.
Fantastic. Hey, everybody, hang on. We have got a quick commercial break under 2 minutes. So we're going to take that, give it a like, give it a share. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We've got Tim Hinderholtz and Bob and Bill Redenzo coming up in the next half hour of the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Law we practice is personal injury law. Specifically, we represent injured bicyclists and injured motorcyclists. My partner and myself have been practicing for 27 years. We know as a firm how to work together.
Because we focus only on motorcycle crashes and bicycle crashes, we are used to not only the dynamics of how the crashes happen, but we're also used to dealing with the biases of the insurance adjusters that want to put the blame on our clients.
While some products fix problems, Andrews solves them. With nearly 50 years of passion, precision, and high performance, Andrews Products changes the world of motorsports. Engineered and manufactured in-house, Andrews excels by using aircraft steel, then machining to the closest industry tolerances. If you need powerful cams, gears, and transmissions for your ride that are proudly made in America, use Andrews Products. Contact AndrewsProducts.com or call our tech line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 847-759-0190. Pro.
How can you tell if somebody actually cares? Look at their actions. At Full Throttle Law, we are all about protecting riders. We have sponsored or created over 20 safety-focused events in the past year alone. Track days, riding seminars, emergency response classes, first aid courses, garage nights, and fundraisers for local independent charities. Any law firm can help you get a settlement if you get hurt, but we're already on the road with you, doing everything we can to make sure we all get home safe at the end of the ride. Full Throttle Law. We ride together.
All right, and we're back. And we only have half of the dynamic duel from Full Throttle Law Studios, 1400 AM K-Shop Radio in Las Vegas. The other half, our dad's Lynn. She is in Colorado visiting with family. She went out there to see her daughter, and she got to spend the Easter holiday with her. So she is tuning in from Colorado.
Yes, she is. She looks so pretty. She just did a post. They went to dinner or something, and she just looked gorgeous. She's doing so great with all of her fitness, getting ready for her ride. Isn't
she inspiring? I think she's down to 89 days. I don't know, Dad. You're gonna have to
right around there. Yeah.
We're gonna do a big donation to her right before it happens, and I've
got a lot of good supporters backing her on this.
She really does. How can you not? She's so dynamic, right?
She is.
Hey, Big D is checking in from Marengo, Illinois. Hey, Big D. Just got to see him in Bike Week as well. You know, I don't know.
Nice.
The time is going so flipping fast, Penny.
I know. It's almost mid-April already. Isn't that crazy?
I talked to Tony Woodruff from Buffalo Chip the other day, and we were both like, oh, my God, August is going to be like here in a minute. Yep. You know, we're planning the women's ride out in the Biker Bells women's ride out there. So, yeah, it's coming fast, guys. It's coming fast. You've got a lot to do with the Bagger Racing League.
Actually, I'm Bagger Racing League is doing 3 races this year.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be going to any of the races only because I'm so busy with V2 Visionary. Yeah. I got a lot of traveling with them. But yeah, you know, I'll be at later in the year at one of the King of the Baggers races, and I'm hoping to hit the Bagger Racing League Willow Springs race.
Cool.
Towards the end of the year. So, and they're going to be at Blackhawk Farms.
Oh, wow.
From you. So,
yeah. What is your next gig out this way? Your next gig? The 120? 120 probably.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's just the end of, that's July. Okay.
That's exactly. Yeah. But that's all right. I might come out in May.
Oh, that would be great. You have to come out in May. Do it.
It might be fun to ride.
It'd be really fun. We'll have to get a hold of Eagle Ride and get some bikes set up.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun. But speaking of, you got to get out here very soon or come out in June, because June is our Pandemonium ride. And we have got Tom Hinderholtz on the line with us, in studio with us to talk about the Pandemonium Circus Ride. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Gina.
Thanks for coming on. We're so excited. This is, I'm so excited to work with you because I've really gotten to see what this is like from the inside out, and I'm totally digging it. It's such a big undertaking. I can't believe that you just invited all these people to your house. Like about 4, 5, 6, 800 people are going to be coming over to your house.
Well, I got good neighbors.
Yeah,
they let us. My next door neighbor rocks. He rides, and then I've got 4 acres, but I'm surrounded by a lot of cornfield and soybeans. So
thank goodness.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of I've lived here for 30 years, and it kind of just evolved some of this stuff. So like when the 70th Panhead happened 5 years ago, all right, on my knucklehead. So at any rate, when the 70th anniversary had happened, Greg Lou was here and they did the Classic Panheads page. And so they go, hey, listen, we're going to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Panhead. Can we have a party on your property? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? You know? So then I get a phone call, and this is in between Wasion, the AMCA Antique Meet. I get a phone call from Paul Holdsworth, who sells advertising for the AMCA magazine. He said, hey, you know, they're going to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Panhead. It's the weekend after the Wild Ones weekend at the Harley Museum. He said, you think that the Badgers, which is the antique club I belong to, would they be interested in organizing a ride to Wasion? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take the high-speed ferry across, you know, we'll see, you know,
I know, right?
We'll do some recon, you know. So, you know, I get over there and I'm thinking, I got to kill some time with these people. I got to keep them entertained. We stop at the Gilmore Museum and I'm taking pictures and I'm going, you know, this could work out really well. You know? So the long and the short of it, I make it to Wasion and they go, hey, you know, I think we could do this. And next thing you know, Keith Kaiser, who's the executive director of the AMCA, has got a you know, electronic page, and he goes, yeah, and they're going to organize a ride. They're going to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Panhead, and they're organizing a ride to Wasion the following weekend from the Wild Ones weekend. And I'm like, I guess I'm doing this. So that's how it started.
You just roped into it, just like that.
Yeah,
Well, I think you're a tourist leader at heart because, I mean, you did it for the 70th. You did it for last year. Everybody was at your place for the Pandemonium.
Well, yeah, I like a good party. You know, and I come by it honestly. My parents like a good time. So at any rate, it just, it fell into place and it's easy enough done. I've got the location. So, you know, overhead is low. You know, you don't have to pay for a location or anything like that. And in our proximity to the museum, you know, the Harley Museum has been spectacular when it comes to the Badger Heritage chapter, where we do field games there for them for the Wild Ones weekend. Nice. Erica, who is up there, and Bill Redenzel, who we'll talk to later on, have been just absolutely wonderful to us. So yeah, we're fortunate. We're just geographically located in the right spot. So we're fortunate in many ways.
That's awesome. Yeah. How many people are in that chapter, Tom?
I want to say we fluctuate a little bit, but we've got about 235 on average.
Nice.
And
very nice.
Yeah, Rodenzel's in that. I'm in that. Eric Lund is in that. I think we're going to get Chuck incorporated in that too.
Well, that would be great. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him here for the Panhead Party.
He says he's going to be here.
Yeah, if he wants to come on our ride, I'd love to see him. Tell him he can bring his Sportster. We're okay with it. We don't care what you ride as long as you're on two wheels, to be honest with you. So, there you go. That's from down in Texas. That's called Bumblebee. That was I blew my Panhead up in Sallisaw, Oklahoma on my way down. So somebody gave me a Panhead to ride. And
oh, no.
That's nice. I find pictures all over. I find pictures and I just grab them.
Yeah.
That's for you guys to talk. Chuck says he'll be there. He definitely will be there for the Pandemonium.
Well, you know, the address is 6739 County Road H, Caledonia, Wisconsin, 53108.
He's just invited. Do you know this show is coast to coast and worldwide?
Yeah, that's okay. We've got people coming from Australia. We've got Liz. She came last time, flew in from Australia, and we've got, I believe we got more people coming from like the Netherlands and
nice,
all over the world. Yeah, so we're global. You know, and
yeah, you definitely are. That's going to be fun. Chuck says he'll borrow one of Eric's Panheads. Yeah,
there you go. Well, Eric's a member of the band.
And Bill says, "Woohoo!"
Yeah, Bill will be here. He's been here before. So.
That's fantastic. Well, speaking of Bill, let's bring Bill on. So Bill I didn't even give Thomas his correct headliner, that he is a rider, a renter, an organizer, a traveler, and the owner of Auto Gem Lights. And Bill is a Harley Davidson and Mower and conservator at the Harley Davidson Museum, a cannonballer, a rider, a writer, an AMCA fellow badger. We have 3 here now. And definitely, a studio sound engineer from Columbia College, where I graduated, and we just talked about that today. We went at the same time. How we didn't know each other, I don't know, because I was riding around on a little moped. He should have seen me at any time.
We were in the same hallways at the same time. Do you believe that?
We were, and those hallways were small. There was very radio centric and just packed. And he's a big Packer fan, as is Tom.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You can't be from Wisconsin. Behold the power of the cheese, man.
Season ticket holder. I got green and gold. I got both.
You do. You are. And if it's not that, in the wintertime, it's the Bloody Marys on Sunday morning in front of the TV waiting for them to start. He's got it all set up. He's got it down to a T.
I'm gonna have to move back out that way. You guys have way too much fun.
We rock. We ride in the winter. Yeah. There's ice. We got ice.
Bill, thank you so much for joining us on Open Road Radio. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having us, Penny and Gina. Good to see you guys. Hey, how about that Chuck? I tell you what, I got to tell a quick Chuck story. So I met Chuck, and he was kind of, I got this Triumph, and and then I see him like 2 months later at Mama Tried, and I'd seen all the pictures from Daytona and everything, and I'm like, dude, you have the bug. You are all in. So it was so great just to see that, that passion. And it's so great that, I just did a thing where we talk about, they said, what's the most important thing? I said, find a mentor. And he found a mentor that they mesh. And it's just like pouring gas on a fire. It's all over. He's done, and that's so awesome to see, that was so spectacular just listening to him, how excited he was. So
yeah, he is really excited. And Eric too, he called me right before, and how do I find him? How do I find this interview? Because he's got to see his student.
Yeah.
So, it's just cool. It's the dynamics of motorcycling, and you would know more than anybody. You've got so many stories being from the Harley Davidson Museum. Being in, what did Chuck say? He has all those bikes to take care of. Right. They're all your babies.
Yeah.
It's I'm pretty blessed. I work for a great family business, and yet the collection is spectacular, and I'm so lucky to be able to kind of work at this point in time doing that. And it's been quite a ride. I'm in my almost 20 full years, and
wow,
it's pretty great. And just the other thing is just relationships, meeting people, and I go back, I was trying to think, when was the first time I met Gina Woods? And you probably won't even remember it, but remember there was a guy that used to have a thing. It was like Dinah's Honda drop, and it was after the Woodstock swap meet.
Totally.
And it was
in Great Lakes. Yes.
Yeah, it was like in Woodstock someplace. I remember going there, and you had your thing set up, and you're broadcasting from there. And I was like,
nice.
I've heard this show. And it had to be like, I don't know, 96, something like that.
Yeah, I started in 97, I think.
It was probably right around then. And just remember, you're really approachable, and I'm just like a young guy, and I was on my Sportster, so it's okay. And this guy's like, hey, I have this big party, and we drop a Honda from a helicopter, and we burn them all up. And I'm like, I'm in, just like Bubba used to do at Great Lake, but he kind of did it there. So that was the first time I met Gina Woods. So it's hard to believe that I've known Gina Woods almost 30 years.
Wow.
Wow. And you know what? I remember you the first time, I think you were announcing at the museum, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if I could talk to Harley Davidson and get that guy's job next year, not knowing that you worked there. I want his job.
That's called other duties deemed as necessary. That means they get me for free.
Gina, do you remember Paul James when he gave us the tour when we were there last summer?
Of course.
And we had just missed Bill, right?
We had just missed Bill. Yep.
Yeah.
We were trying to get Bill because we wanted to be in that exclusive area that everybody gets to go to.
Yeah, we just had to see it through the cage.
Yeah, yeah. You on my bucket list, Bill.
Yeah.
Just FYI. Bill, you've got, wow, so the season is just opening up for Harley Davidson Museum. How crazy does that make you? Or is it just like clockwork? What goes on with that?
Yeah, I mean, after a while, you're in the groove, but we're getting, we really come into our season just after, say, Memorial Day through Labor Day, kind of a thing. And so we're redoing our largest gallery right now in the museum, the lower one, which was Custom Culture. We're going to kind of be doing a celebration and a retrospective of the Mama Tried motorcycle show. And we want to have that open for the, it'll actually be open for Wild Ones weekend and for the big Pandemonium ride and for the 120th. So, we're kind of jamming away on that right now. That's a big change, over 3,500 square feet. So it's a lot. But yeah, so we're in our season, we're ready, and we're ready for events. With our 20 acres there, we can host great events. People can come in by the 1,000 and we can handle anything that they could throw at us. And, we're so happy. I started, Wild Ones weekend with, Karen Bushman, who worked at the museum at the time, and the Knucklehead Company, who's our partner that put on the show, and then the Badger Heritage that run the field games. And the biggest key that I always like to say is literally everything we do there, from the bike show to all the field games, to all the raffles, everything, all the money goes to Make-A-Wish. So we've raised, I don't even know how much we've raised in, the 13, 14 years that we've been doing it. But, everybody that's there pays to be in the show. They pay to participate in the field games, and all the money goes to a great cause. And, we've bought a kid a pool. We've sent kids to Disney World, and we couldn't do it without our great partners, Tom and his crew, and, the Knucklehead Company coming down, and it's all volunteers, and it's just fun. It's a 1940s motorcycle picnic, kind of throw back in time, and people get to see and hear and smell old motorcycles that maybe we've never ever got to do that before. And so it's something I'm really proud of, and I know Tom's proud of it. And this year it's even going to be better now with the 75th anniversary Panhead. He'll have all his guys. They're already pre-registered into the show, so we know they're all going to be there. And I don't have a Panhead, so
yeah, but you got a knucklehead, Bill.
So Tom, tell us a little bit about.
You're so on point. It's a nice.
Well, I ride the Pandemonium Circus Ride. Like I said, on the 70th, I ended up riding the Wasion. So this time around, we figured we had to do something, a ride again. And so we figured we'd ride up through Wisconsin, and we're going to stop at Holben Brothers. And actually, they participate in the bagger racing. They do a lot of machine work for with SNS, and
nice.
they're like this small mom and pop shop on the front side. You look at it and you're riding by and you go, boy, that's kind of a cool little shop.
John is a great guy over there. What a great guy.
You get in the back room there, and then they got 3 or 4 guys, and they're running CNC machines. They're doing bottom ends, and they're building motors. I mean, there's a lot more behind the scenes that are really going on. And they sponsor a bike in the bagger racing. They're really into that. And so they wanted us to stop last time because they're on their way to Manitowoc, where we took the Badger ferry last time. And so this time I made sure that as long as we're riding through Wisconsin, we're going to go right by them again. So let's stop in. They're going to feed us lunch. We're going to be there on Sunday. We're going to arrive at 11 o'clock, and we're going to hang around till probably about 1 o'clock. They're going to give us a little bit of a tour, and they're going to feed us a lunch, and we'll be there with a bunch of old panheads and maybe some shovel heads and a couple other bikes, but we're gonna rock, and then we're gonna move along, and we're gonna go up to Gina and spend the night at the casino. We're gonna come back down to Doc's. They're gonna feed us breakfast, and with our stomachs full, we're gonna ride over to Tomahawk. And unfortunately, I had hoped to do a tour of the Harley plant in Tomahawk, but they've discontinued that. But we are going to be going over to Bonnie and Clyde's for dinner. Bonnie and Clyde's Gangster
Party,
Wisconsin, yeah. And so
that sounds cool.
Yeah, you should see it online.
Yeah, it's a really neat venue. It's I tell people it's kind of like it's the Broken Spoke. They do hot rod shows, so it's kind of like a Broken Spoke. It's a big venue, and they've got a stage for live music and stuff. So we're doing dinner there, and hopefully we'll be able to attract a bunch of people to come out and check out our bikes, while we're there. And then we get up the next morning, and we're going to roll down to Baraboo, Wisconsin, which is where the Circus World Museum. But we've got a nice lunch stop put on by Bull Falls Harley Davidson. They're on the southern end of the Wausau area. And we stopped in there. Dave Hosh and myself did a preliminary ride of the route, just doing some recon. And so we stopped in at Bull Falls, and we're walking in, and the owner goes, and I'm riding my Knucklehead, so that stands out a little bit, and Dave's on his later model bike. However, we're walking in, and the guy says, "Hey, can we help you?" And I said, "Well, my name's Tom, and I'm with the Badge of Heritage chapter. We're going to do this Panhead thing, the 75th anniversary of the Panhead and stuff. And we were thinking about wondering if you guys would be interested in sponsoring us, feeding us a lunch, and we'd hang out and stuff." And he says, "Oh yeah, I got just the person you need to talk to."
And that had to be Pookie.
That's correct. Yeah, she is a live wire. And,
she's a trip. She was on last week with us. She's a live wire for sure.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh man, can we keep you here for 2 hours?" And I'm like, "Whoa, I need to have something to talk about here." So fortunately, we've got a lot to talk about as far as the Wild Ones weekend, the 120th coming up. And so that's going to give us a lot to push, and we're going to really push hard for that to be successful with Harley Davidson. And again, the Harley Museum has been wonderful to us. We've got a police escort into the museum for the Wild Ones weekend. Nice. We had one last time, and it's one of the highlights of most of the guys that are coming to this thing. It's like, wow, man, we rode over the home bridge, and wow, was that cool? And we had a police escort in there. They were just ecstatic, so that's going to be pretty neat. And then so it's
Milwaukee knows how to take care of us.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. So that really, really that it's like we're at motorcycle Mecca when we're in Milwaukee. So, but I'm taking the kids to the Circus World Museum, and that's where we're going next in Baraboo, Wisconsin. And
that's going to be a trip.
Yep, we've got a few people that it's hard to take a whole week off, but we've got a good start on this, and I anticipate at least 100 riders, and hopefully more. And those that can't.
I think Tom is going to be really surprised, because there's people that are talking behind Tom's back going, "Is he crazy?" There's going to be like 150, 200.
Well,
that's what people are saying. So I don't know.
Well,
what do you think, Bill?
Yeah, why not? I mean, more the merrier. Who loves a party more than me?
Yeah, that's right.
Right in your own backyard, right at your place. And then there is a Wisconsin dinner stop, and I'm only hearing you, Tom, because we've only got a couple minutes left in the show. And then Thursday night is bike night at the museum, which is a huge favorite. I remember last year I was popping and banging on something all the way into that.
It's Wisconsin Harley Davidson that we're stopping at. they're going to feed us dinner on our,
yes,
on our
Wisconsin
club
Harley
Wednesday
Davidson.
night, and they're over in the Conomowoc area.
Yep, and then Thursday night at the bike
Yeah,
night.
but the Museum America again is taking care of us. We'll have a little bit of space, I think, in the courtyard there, where everybody wants to be in the courtyard on a bike night, and hopefully the weather will be wonderful. When the weather is wonderful, bike night to be at the museum is pretty spectacular. It really.
Tom, how can people register for more information?
They can go to the Classic Panheads page on Facebook. Greg Lou is putting on the party, so there'll be information about just coming for the party portion of it. You can go to the Badger Heritage Facebook page. You need to be a AMCA member to go on our ride. It's an insurance thing. But if you go to the AMCA, American Antique Motorcycle Club of America, and that's AMCA, there's a sign-up page for that. You just go to the events and type in Panhead 75th anniversary. And I think if you Google Panhead 75th anniversary, most likely you'll come up with information on how to find us and get registered. And you can always find me. I'm on Facebook, Tom Hinderholtz.
Right in Caledonia, right there.
Yeah, right in
You
the
get the address, right?
metropolis of Caledonia. That's correct.
And we know where to find Bill. Bill is at the Harley Davidson Museum.
That's correct.
And that is going to wrap up our show, you guys. We will put the events on. We do have a flyer for that event as well, Tom. So I'll make sure that I put the addresses in the comments as well as the flyer up on Open Road Radio.
Perfect.
And people can check that. And we are kicking off the Panhead 75th anniversary right here tonight for the next 10 weeks. So stay tuned. Every week you're going to hear from, Bill's got it right there. 48.
49.
49.
Black fork legs.
Yeah,
Points now.
And that's what that was what Chuck was saying. He knows the bike from the handlebars. That's great. You guys, we want to thank you so much. We want to thank Mark Hayes over at 1400 AM Las Vegas. Thank you so much for producing our show tonight, as well as Corey Lusk in Chicago. And thank you, everybody, for joining in. Leave your comments in the comment box and give it a like, give it a share. And we'll be right back next Monday on Open Road Radio. Thanks, guys, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's
Have
nice
a great
meeting
week.
you, Penny.
Nice meeting you.
Benny.
guys.
Thanks, Gina.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Okay, we'll play the out.
Thank you for tuning in to America's premier motorcycle talk show, Open Road Radio.
Hey, thanks for coming along. We hope you enjoyed the ride.